I didn't like that, but we got away with it. I didn't like that. Hello everybody, welcome to Chaz Draycott Media, and welcome to my first official iRacing race in 4 years. It is 4 years today that I competed in the 2020 Bathurst 12 Hours with my good friends Morgan Butler and Chris Coughlin for CQR Club. We raced in a BMW Z4 back then, and I think we qualified something like 20th on the grid. We were 27th by turn 1 because the car in front of us in the queue didn't go on the rolling start, and we then fought all the way back up to 6th place and had a fantastic time doing it. It was one of my most memorable races that I've ever had on iRacing. A lot of you know that I do a lot of broadcasting on iRacing. It's where my commentary career started back in 2017, and since then I've not really done a lot of racing. The last time I raced probably was in the Sunday Drivers MX-5 Cup. As you see here, we're going to be in the MX-5 again today. We're going to be back in this little car. This was the last thing I raced. We're in the Spontex CDM Esports livery with the updated branding on it. We've got a few different logos and stuff to show off these days with brands and people that I'm partnered up with and obviously working with in a lot of different respects. But I love the look of this car. Even got the suits as well to match for the driver and for the pit crews. So, we're here at Road Atlanta. This is a circuit that I've had a bit of good look at in the past, but since I last raced here, it's probably been 6 years, I think, because it was probably mid-2017 when I might have raced one of the Porsches for when my friend Tom Jacobs and I had the team Thrust Vector. We raced a couple of times at the Daytona 24 Hours with our good friend Steve Burke, and yeah, it's been a while. This MX-5 feels very spicy these days. It's certainly lively on an outlap because of cold tyres, so you have to be careful with it. But I've been doing a little bit of practice before starting recording, because obviously we don't want to come into this completely blind. But you are going to see today, like that, the reason I'm a commentator and not a driver. However, I wanted to start doing a few more videos on iRacing of actually driving, getting a little bit more out of the subscription for it, and using some of the hours in my day where maybe I would play a game or two here and there, but actually make something of it, you know. I may stream these in future. I am using the Thrustmaster TGT2 today on my desk with just the standard pedals that come with it. I do have the sim racing rig behind me where I've got a Thrustmaster TX with an Alcantara wheel and load cell pedals from Fanatec, and it's lovely, and I've got a shifter as well which I would use for that rather than using the paddles like I am now. But I've got a house move coming up soon, and I've got a few technical issues with that thing where it surges and has all sorts of problems, and I think it is down to the fact that I run my PC and all my monitors and everything, all the USB stuff and all the different lights and camera and all that from one plug socket here, and often when you've got the three quite high-powered USB things in there with using that rig instead of just this one device that links to the pedals, it surges quite a lot and disconnects halfway through a race. We've had it actually last time. Which would have been... Oh, this might have been my last race.
Come on, just send it.
Jim's a savage. Should we do it, Jim? Hello, Chaz to Jim. Jim, call DHL. Oh no, my wheels died. No, it's gone. My wheels died. But yeah, that wasn't fantastic back then, so I'm using this now. Thankfully, Thrustmaster sent us the amazing TGT2, probably June 2023, for a sponsorship that we were doing for GT Planet on Gran Turismo 7. We did a lot of videos using the GT2, or the TGT2 I should say, and I really do love this wheel. It's great for it. It's belt driven, but it's quite powerful. It's a bit more powerful than my TX is, and it feels a lot more, sharp, if that makes sense. The feedback is a lot more sudden. It's not so dumbed down, but it doesn't rattle its head off, even though it's connected to a desk. Anyway, we're in the MX-5 at Road Atlanta, back on iRacing. We're in the Advanced MX-5 Cup. I've not gone into the Rookie Series, which may have been a better shout because of the fact that it's fixed setup, it's a bit of a level playing field. I'm using the standard Advanced setup on iRacing. I was going to go for baseline, but I remembered that they actually have an Advanced setup, so to speak, for this particular series. Still can't get turn 1 right. I've been trying to decide for the last few times around there whether I bother to go for third gear or fourth gear. This is definitely second gear for me because you've got a nice spike in the revs on the exit. Down here through the S's, the car wants to break away. It's not really your friend. But it's a great little beast to drive this. It's honestly, whoa, one of the most fun cars I've ever driven in all of the sim racing that I've done. I'm not the most experienced like a lot of others, as you know, but I've had some fantastic experiences in this little racing machine. I'd be happy if I could get into the 137s, but I'm just not confident enough into this chicane here. Although that felt lovely. Ooh, a little bit slower on the exit. Might just creep in here to the 37s. Let's see. Around the final corner we go. Over a bit of the curb, doesn't slow us down. Boom, 1:37.879, matching my optimal time just down there. And funnily enough, we've gone from 6th to 7th in the session. So there's not long left in this session now. Well, I say not long left, there's actually 53 minutes of the session left, but we have 1 minute now until we go into the race session, which will tick over in just a minute. So I'll catch you when we transition into that session. Wow, I've not seen it do a loading screen like that in a long time. Jesus, the amount of times I looked at screens like that when waiting for a session to load. Now it just shows you the UI and you get completely different. I've just been walloped in the face by this world of nostalgia from seeing that screen and that loading bar. That's amazing. Might not seem like much to some of you, but honestly, that's really really hit me with the nostalgia. So 3 minutes practice. I'm just going to sit this one out. Qualifying is 8 minutes, but you get 2 fast laps, and then it's a 30-minute race. In terms of the fuel, is it full? No, it's not. So I remember, didn't you used to have to pit in the advanced MX-5s? We have 25, so all 25 drivers that signed up will be in this race. And the ping, for some reason, is horrendous. Why is it over 100 for everyone? So we're car number 7. So in official races, you will be listed as the number basically from top to bottom in terms of your iRating. David Whitehouse from the UK. I think I've worked with David before at Alpha Live. But it looks like it's time for qualifying, everybody. Everything's going to be my first in 4 years with this, because like I say, it's been a mighty long time. So let's see how we can get on in the little pig. Very anticlimactic leaving the pit lane like that. Yeah, I told you, it's a little bit lively on cold tyres. Good lord, am I having a crash? I'm having a crash. $4 years I've waited for that. I mean, I say waited 4 years. It's been 4 years, and that's how I set myself up. Bouncing it off the limiter. I didn't want to change up to 5th just to see what it sounded like. It's got a right good limmy bash on it. Alright, let's take a wide run out here. Maybe try and carry a bit more pace from the outside line. And let's qualify. I'm going to go for 3rd gear at turn 1. Just don't trust 4th enough to give me the prod up the hill. Let it run really wide there. Oh, turning well late. That's awful, Chaz, come on. If you just graze that curb around the outside, it starts to slightly over-rotate the car, but it keeps you tucked into the left, which is nice. Don't hit the curb on the right too hard. Ugh, too hot. Okay, that's fine, we can reset. I don't need to show off or push too hard. I should just try and enjoy this instead of being a cretin. Oh dear, that didn't sound good. Coming into this, by the way, I am 2,314 iRating with full safety rating on an A license. But I think my iRating is maybe a bit higher than my actual capability. I don't really think I should be considered 2K or above. Not that confident. Not too much of that curb this time. You really have to just sort of wiggle the wheel around a little bit just to feel where the grip is in this car. That's good. It's just what you want. So when you get over the exit of the crest, you want your left wheels just over the white line, staying within the track limits. See what the times are looking like. Scott Donaldson's on pole with a 1:36.9. I'm commentating. Only 9 valid lap times first time round, so people are clearly pushing. Tidy, smooth, clean. That's all we need. Came off the throttle a little bit there just to help the rotation, and it's actually done us alright. That should be okay. 25 cars entered in this race, let's not forget. So as long as we're in the top half of the field, I'm happy. 37.3, that puts us in 5th position. Yeah, 5th place. Happy with that. We'll just keep our eye on the times, obviously. There is a new feature on iRacing. I say new. Since I last raced, there's a feature now that once you're done with qualifying, so we're not all just sort of sat around waiting at the end, you can click ready to race. which basically says you're done with your session, and if everyone clicks that beforehand, then it just advances. But Jesus Alarcon is fastest. I remember his name for some reason. I think I might have raced him somewhere before. We'll carry on, and we'll just go and get to the end of quali. Oh God, one thing I've not thought about. Jesus, a spotter. I've spotter turned off. Yeah, I don't want any of that. Voice pack, fine, just default one. I completely forgot. It's a half-hour race. I'm just going to go with what fuel is already in the car. I'm just going to jump on and give it a go. I'll start the car. I'm excited. Are you excited? You're all used to hearing me talk, which, to be fair, you're still doing now. But you get to see me drive now here on iRacing, not on R Factor against AI and hitting John Alesi out of the way. You get to see me racing. Lights coming on, everybody. Oh no! I forgot about the stupid start in this car since it went sequential. Okay. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't hear my spotter. Okay, looks like we're doing it alone. Looks like I made it harder for myself as well, stupidly. That's a nice livery on Stefan van Dijk's car. There's no point causing issues and going ham on the first lap. He says as he goes down the inside into a corner he probably shouldn't go down the inside into. This is where the fun begins at Road Atlanta. Slipstreaming now. We'll give him a push. Is he going to try and go down the inside of the guy in front? No, he's gone a little bit deep. I'm annoyed at that start. Here comes Christian Paal. Giving the room on the inside. A little bit of a lift, just to slot in behind. That's fine. We might end up going backwards for this whole race. We'll have to wait and see. We've just got to be in it to win it. I don't think we're quite going to win it, but braking a bit early there. Oh, a few people overdoing it around there this time. Car behind us is car number 4, so clearly a higher I rate and a bit of a send. Jesus. A bit of smoke in front, car around. Come on. Oh, 2 cars around. Brush the back of Ida, and these things slipstream like absolute beauties. He's still there. But I think we're just going to have him as we get down here now. Yep. Tidy. That's what it needs to be. Just tidy. But we don't really want to battle with him too much because we want to try and go forward. Do the karting thing. Use your head, lad. Come on, go. Go forward. Wow, he's fast around there. Jesus. Don't forget this is an open setup championship though, so some people's cars will behave a little bit more to the tune of this circuit, let's say. So there will be more variation in pace here than you would see in the rookie MX-5 Cup. But I'm enjoying this so far. It's great to be amongst it all again, and in a battle at least. Oh, you don't need to put your nose down the inside there, mate. I could have reacted a little bit better there, but he doesn't need to put his nose down the inside like that. You just got to be patient in situations like this. We're going to get overtaken here by Louis behind us. Just going to put the car in the middle of the road. And he's got a bit of an overlap, so we'll give him space. Don't know what Mr. Tristan in front was doing. Oh, big contact in front. Car spinning. More contact. And that is some positions gained. So he's defending the inside line, but he doesn't have to do that because I'm not going to go for it. He doesn't know I'm not going to go for it, but... yeah, he's fast around there. And I'll concede that he is quicker on a lap, so he'll get it away and it's fine. Oh, a bit hesitant there. Flipping heck, I pooed myself. It wanted to go right, so I was just jabbing the brakes just to try and bring it into a straight line again. However, these cars can spin quite easily on the brakes. If you try and trail brake, they do rotate very well. Sometimes a little bit too well, for my liking. Come on, understeery pig. Okay, inside the top 10 at least. 8th position, started 5th on the grid though. I always say if you can finish where you started or ahead of that, then you've had a good race. So we've just got to keep our fingers crossed for some dramas in front. Not that we want that to happen to anybody, of course. I try and be as good a sportsman as I can be. I'd never wish a bad race on any of our competitors. For the benefit of us, it would be nice if they could have a bit of a bad time. My aim is to just sort of sit with the number 4 machine in front of us now. Driver behind, I think, has got a penalty or something. He's coming into the pits. Love this downhill section. It's so cool, but by God, it's so difficult every time. That's fine, we can get away with that. Mr. Whitehouse is behind us, 1.7 seconds. He's gone too fast into there. This guy's a little bit over-exuberant, isn't he? We see a lot of these drivers where they just push that little bit too hard when you don't need to. And now we're in his slipstream. That's going to help us out stay ahead of David behind. Wobbling away in the slipstream. Now he's quicker than me, so I'm just going to push him here. That might have seemed silly to some of you, but I just want to push him and try and work together to go forward a bit. Because he will battle me until the cows come home, and I don't want that. There's this big gap to the car in front. He's another 6 or so seconds ahead. Ooh, she's a snappy pig. She wants to kill me. Monsieur Whitehouse is catching us. He's caught by half a second. More than that now. He'll be in the slipstream soon before you know it. That slipstream is helping massively down there. Thank you very much, Ida. You really have to push these things through corners, man. Great fun to drive, though. Oh, I didn't want to turn in there. The change down was poorly timed. A little bounce off the limiter there in the air. I love that. This is quite an interesting chase here. Oh, that's early. Quite an interesting chase here with Ida, because he's obviously faster than me, but he's so inconsistent and just makes silly mistakes here and there that cost him time. So with the slipstream added on that, I can stick with him. Yeah, that's an off-track all day. Luckily, it didn't cut it enough to get a slowdown penalty. That's fine. As long as we can avoid getting slowdowns, we're all good. You get 17 incident points before you get a telling off, and then 25 incidents is a disqualification. Oh, that was a cut across there. Please don't be a slowdown. No, all good. Oh, that was a big bump. Jesus Christ, that shook my whole desk. Like I said, this wheel is quite powerful, but good lord, that made me jump. That traffic letting us by, that's very nice, thank you. Oh, I think I might have just gone across the front of him there. Sorry. Okay, the gap to David behind is staying about the same. We keep sort of bungee jumping off the back of Ida Insira Tristan. Look at the slipstreaming speed there. That's awesome. Sure, the slipstream's helping, but I think I'm able to actually sort of stick with this guy. Staying in 4th there. Feels horrible up this part of the hill, actually. I think 3rd is definitely the shout. He's got a lot of speed through there, but it puts himself on a bit of a compromised line for the next 2 corners. Doesn't really affect him at this point of the circuit, but... Oh, that's cut. Yep. Whoops. Not really feeling the tyres go off at this point yet. It's not really something I've been able to get in tune with at this point. Not done a long enough stint to notice it. How long's left in the race? 15 minutes and 3/4. I've done a 36.539 as my best lap. So we're nearly at the halfway point of the race now. They're timed to half an hour. We can just mimic him through there. It's really nice. I hate the word nice. Even down here, look, we can get a run on him, but I don't want to battle you. I want you to go forwards. I'm going to give you a shove. Sorry, that really might have upset him. His car bobbled around a little bit there. Didn't mean it. Just saying, go. Way up. That was the first time it's done that without hitting the curb. I love this. Oh, we've got a car off. Was it a car from in front? No, it was not. It was Marco from further down the order. David's with us now, 0.8 of a second back. Now this is going to become a three-way fight because we're as close to Tristan as Whitehouse is to us. So we're going to get slipstream off one another here and sort of concertina together. I love the way the force feedback feels in iRacing. I know people joke about it and call it ice racing because the feel of grip is very minimal and you are always on the edge, but the detail in the feedback is so good. I think maybe this wheel helps compared to my older one, but yeah, I can feel so much of what the car's doing. That's a cut, please don't be a penalty. No. David is there though. He's carried a lot more speed than me through there. Hopefully he doesn't go for it down the inside here and he realises that Ida in front is the one that we need to try and sort of catch up to and stick with for the sake of slipstream. And he's done just that. He's not giving us a reason to defend, which is nice. Cheers, David. I've given myself a reason to defend though. Oops. Right. Go. I'm going to stay all the way over to the right. I think he is just going to give me a push. No, he's actually just hanging back slightly. Yeah, he's braking early. That was nice through the chicane that time. I said nice again. Christ. Oh, Limmy. Oh, I was scared then. I thought I was going wide because I was not backing out of that. Another cut through there. Need to be careful with that. Got a nice run out of there that time though. I said nice again. Then again, I've probably said it a lot more times in the video before now, so I do apologise. 10 minutes, we're into the last third of the race now, so the tyres have done 20 minutes, and that's why they are starting to feel a little bit dead. Not much though, I've always been alright at looking after my tyres in sims, because I don't really like putting a lot... That's got to be a penalty. No? Wow. I don't like putting a shed load of lock on, is what I was going to say. Oh, Ed has had a moment, that gives us a chance. Come on, catch him, catch him, catch him. Don't need first gear. Don't need a drift either, Chaz, come on. Have I told you that I'm really enjoying myself? I'm loving this. No AI could ever match up to this. I know my R-Factor thing isn't the most exciting in the world because it is AI, but nothing beats the racing on iRacing. Like how realistic it is to the real world things. Just the racing itself. It may not be the prettiest sim in the world. The cars may not handle the best. The sim UI may be a little bit buggy sometimes. But nothing like R-Factor or Assetto Corsa or ACC replicates iRacing's actual racing like it does for me. The way that it moves and it looks. That was brave, I think. Dave giving us a little tap in the rear. Interesting little chase, but yeah, Ida in front of us is just edging away corner after corner now. Don't know what I'm doing differently to what he's doing. I think at this point, with what, 7.5 minutes left to go, I don't think I'd mind now if David wanted to start fighting, because at this stage I don't think we're going to catch the car in front. We're definitely not going to catch the cars ahead of that. I've been trying to figure out what it is on the front of his car. It's the Grinch, isn't it? Wide. Way piggy. Love the lighting. That sun glare is not helpful, but it's beautiful. A bit wide there. Oh, David was really wide behind us. I was wondering if he'd get a penalty for that. I was watching the times for a second, but no. Wonder if I do go for first gear in this little right-hander. I'm not sure. Oh, David's gone wide there. I think he tried to get a run on me. He's just pushed a little bit too hard. Car in front is now 2.2 seconds ahead. We've just gained about half a second on David due to that little mistake. And there is not long left to go. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. It didn't change down for a second there, and then all of a sudden it went twice. Hecko. David's just had a moment as well, actually. He's now 2 seconds behind me. Okay, we're in a little bit more no man's land at this stage, but that's alright. People sometimes get a little bit complacent at the end of races, myself included, so we have to just keep ourselves switched on and hope to take advantage of whatever happens. Little slide there, but we know to handle that by now. Oh, didn't like that, but we got away with it. We've actually caught the car in front on this previous lap by about 0.4 of a second. Wasn't my fastest lap. I think I did a 37.151. Oh, it says down there, doesn't it? Okay, 3 3/4 minutes left on the clock. So only a handful of laps to go now, maybe 3. Depends where the leader is. I mean, the leader's quite a while away. I didn't like that. It's a very scary corner, and it's difficult to get it right lap after lap. There's a very slow car in front of us here. Marco is just trying to stay out of the way, and I'm going to run into the back of him because I've understeered wide. The car just straight lined again on the brakes. The sun has very suddenly gone down. I don't know if time acceleration's on 2 or something, or higher. But the sun has disappeared over that horizon very quickly. Yeah, I like that. That's a big transition from last time. We're now 6 seconds ahead of David, so I'm not sure if he's shredded his tyres early on or something. And now they're really feeling the pain, but yeah, the car feels alright for me at the moment. I can still get it to do what I want when I want it to. It's just a little bit worse in there than it was earlier. That's the only sort of corner where I'm noticing a proper difference. Okay, white flag is in the air, and that means it's going to be the final lap of the race. There's Barney. Cheers, mate. So now we know it's the last lap. I'm going to put a bit more lock on this time round and just try and get a bit more out of these tyres, hoping not to scrub off speed doing it. But I think we are locked into 8th position here. Oh, that's a big cut. It's so horrible because sometimes you bounce off the curb on the right, so you turn in early, anticipating that your input is going to be effectively delayed by that bounce. And other times it just settles so quickly and the car just turns in straight away. Little drift on the final lap. We've lost all chance of beating the car in front now, apart from if there's a major incident, for example. But I've enjoyed this. I've really enjoyed getting back into this. It's not been the most mental race, but I think in the early stages with having a terrible start and throwing myself backwards, it certainly spiced it up even more. I'd have been intrigued to see how I would have done at the front of the field, but that's alright. These things happen at the end of the day. Around the final corner, we kept it pretty clean, I'd say. And that has been my first official iRacing race for 4 years, as of today. 8th place, top 10. I'm pretty pleased with that. We had to work hard for it as well at points, so yeah, not easy. Not easy at all, but that's my return to iRacing. I'm going to be doing a lot more official races as time goes on, maybe sticking in the MX-5s for a while and then moving on to something bigger and better, but I'm not a fantastic driver, so I can't often handle some of the more powerful and fruity cars, let's say. But I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this today, everybody. It's great to be back on the service doing officials again. I'm going to try and work on my iRating and so on, and maybe this will be a long-standing thing. We'll have to wait and see. But thank you very much for watching, everyone. Really hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one.